Just always the happiest person in the room.
She was really selfless, loving, strong, independent.
The kind that has a smile that brightens up the room, you know.
Those are the words of Janina Jefferson's children, Xavier, Brianne, and Trey Lomax. Her former boss, Appalachia Town Manager Fred Lunsford, says it was obvious how much Janina cared for the three children.
Her children were number one, and her job was number two. She really took care of those kids and really loved them.
Family members say Janina's goodness caught the attention of Eric Jones.
At first, it seemed kind of risky. You know, he's in prison for something pretty serious. I think he tried to burn a house down, then fled, and then got caught on his way back. So we were skeptical about him.
Her family questioned the relationship at first because of his criminal history. Eric Jones had previously been convicted in a murder-for-hire plot. But seeing how happy he made their mom, the kids learned to look beyond the past. The two eventually got married.
Things seemed really good. Like, I was happy, my brothers were happy that she was finally happy.
He seemed pretty cool. I thought he was cool, you know, went to church. I didn't really pay attention to the whole went to prison thing. And, you know, he worked and everything. There was nothing ever seemed wrong to me.
The kids say things took a drastic turn during a 4th of July party in 2016.
My mom would always have like a little block party and invite like all of our neighbors and our family, and we would do fireworks and cook out. And he was talking to my dad and my mom, and he pulled out a pistol that was his friend's and shot it right in front of their faces into the air.
A friend of Eric's videoed the incident.
For the next 4 days or so, like, he's sitting in front of the TV, watching that video over and over and over and over again. And I saw that, I was just like, that's kind of weird.
And he played the recording like over and over on our surround sound, like over and over, just like hearing the gunshots. And that was like really scary and weird.
A few weeks later, they say their mom decided to end the marriage. On the day the divorce was finalized, police say he showed up where she worked at the Town of Appalachia water treatment plant.
Eric was accused of assault and battery on her, along with strangulation.
Eric Jones was arrested, and Janina filed a protection order against him. Jones would eventually be released on bond.
And she used the term afraid. She was afraid that something might happen, but she didn't know what.
On the night of November 27th, 2016, Janina brought Brianne dinner toward the end of her shift.
We sat at the dinner table and we ate, and then she told me that she had a gun with her at work because just in case, because there were threats that she had heard from people prior to. And I didn't think anything of it. I just told her that I loved her and that I would see her and that she would be okay. And she left and went to work.
At the end of Janina's shift, no one was able to reach her.
And I got a phone call and they asked me if I had spoke to my mom, and I said no, why? And they said that she wasn't answering their phone call.
Lunsford sent an officer to the plant.
The officer observed that she could see a body.
Wise County Sheriff's Office Sergeant Dwayne Phillips is leading the investigation.
I was informed that Janina Jefferson was found that she was shot multiple times at the Appalachia water plant.
The news sending shockwaves to the kids.
I just said, "Can you just tell me that she's okay?" And they didn't say anything. And my dad just started crying. And And then I knew. And I just remember crying.
I was just angry. Because I knew exactly what happened. Like, I just had a gut feeling.
Authorities quickly zeroed in on Eric Jones as the prime suspect.
Without getting into the actual evidence itself, with what evidence we have, we feel to be a very airtight case against him.
Investigators learned that Jones had been driven to the water treatment plant, which is located in a remote part of the town, earlier in the evening.
They took him up there because he was going to go up there and talk to her and try to work things out.
Authorities believe he was waiting when Janina arrived for work, shot her, and used her work truck as a getaway vehicle.
Was there maybe, they estimated maybe 10, 15 minutes, and they received a text message from him wanting them to pick him up.
After the apparent murder, sightings of Eric were limited, but authorities say it was right here at this Big Stone Gap gas station that was one of the last confirmed sightings of Eric. Authorities believe he was then dropped off near a family member's home in the Italy Bottom community.
That's the last known sighting that we had of him, as far as somebody seeing him, identifying him and saying, yes, this is Eric Jones and this is where he was at.
And for 6 years, it has stayed this way, with that being the only confirmed sighting.
Very, very frustrating. This is a major case for our community. This is a case that actually it's here at home, but I mean it ripped the community apart.
We have dealt with, anxiety and, staying up late, double checking windows and the doors, and it's just because you don't know what he's thinking or where he is.
While some believe Eric is dead, her children are certain he's out there.
I think he's still alive. Yeah, I don't think he would just off himself.
And authorities and the family believe he couldn't have gotten this far without help.
If somebody knows anything or has any idea of where he may be at, it'd mean the world to a lot of people.
Do you consider this case cold?
No, we're constantly working on it. I mean, even today, with reruns of some of the programs that we've done on national TV and stuff, we still get tips in periodically. We're constantly going back, reviewing what we've got, analyzing the case with new technology. This photo alone is just things that we've followed up on in tips and in search warrants.
And while the kids know an arrest won't bring their mom back, it means more than that.
It's really hard for us, and even, if he is caught, it's still going to be hard for us. But it would help us sleep better at night and feel like there's right in the world. He doesn't deserve to just be walking, doing whatever he wants. He needs to be brought to justice. He needs to serve time for what he's done.
Eric Jones is wanted for capital murder as well as other charges related to the murder of Janina Jefferson. There's also a $10,000 reward by the U.S. Marshals for information leading to his arrest. If you have any information that may help authorities, you are asked to contact the Wise County Sheriff's Office. That information can also be found on our website. Investigators believe Jones should be considered armed and dangerous.